What is up, awesome people of the internet? Guys, happy Wednesday. It is hump day. We're almost through the week. I hope y'all are excited about that. All right, guys, y'all see the title. We're going to get into it. Quit in the morning starts now.
Are you ready?
Are you ready?
Are you ready? Ready, set, go.
All right, let's get into it. Thank y'all for watching. If y'all could, make sure to hit that like button as y'all are hopping in. Anyway, the name A'ja Wilson at this point, that name kind of sits in a category of its own because A'ja Wilson has reached a level of dominance in women's basketball where her resume is so long and so stacked. It's kind of wild that one person has done it and she's not even really in her 30s yet. But since we're here, let's go ahead and let's go through what A'ja Wilson has done in 2025 alone. A'ja Wilson went on one of the greatest runs that we have seen in sports history, basketball history, in 2025. In 2025, she won her second WNBA scoring title. She won her third WNBA championship. In June, she became the fastest player in WNBA history to reach 5,000 career points. And there's no chance that she's stopping anytime soon. She won a Defensive Player of the Year for the third time. And she won WNBA MVP for a record 4 times. She won Finals MVP for the second time, and she became the first player in WNBA and NBA history to win a championship, claim a scoring title, be named to a WNBA to a Finals MVP, and win League MVP and Defensive Player of the Year all in the same year. It's wild. It's unheard of. It's legendary. It is grown woman dominance. It's just dominant. That's just what she does. And she is just one of 4 players in either the WNBA or NBA to win 4 MVP trophies before the age of 30. You got Bill Russell, you got Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, you got LeBron James, and you got A'ja Wilson. So yeah, that's the table that she is sitting at. And boy, oh boy, isn't it fun to see. While she's doing all that, while she's getting all the accolades and making all the cool stuff happen, in May of this year, May 6th actually, she released A1, her signature shoe with Nike. She has some commercials to her name. She has appeared in just about every single talk show. She released a whole book, so she's an author. So basically, the point I'm trying to make is that A'ja Wilson has had one of the most decorated, one of the most impactful superstar years that really any athlete can have in a single year. And all of this, again, in 2025. Just 1 year. Now, before we go deeper into some of the other things that make A'ja Wilson great, I do want to just sort of talk about the fact that, A'ja Wilson's story does not start this year in 2025 on a national scale. No. When we talk about A'ja Wilson, we got to go back to sort of the foundation. Now, of course, with her parents and those practice sessions when she was young, but also specifically South Carolina. When it comes to the national prominence of A'ja Wilson, it starts at South Carolina with Dawn Staley. That is the origin story. That is the moment the country looked up and said, "Who is that girl?" Or at least that's when I said, "Who is that girl?" I didn't know who A'ja Wilson was coming into college. But when she stepped foot in South Carolina, dog, I knew who she was, and I knew that she was special. And you end up seeing national championship, Final Four most outstanding player, multiple All-American seasons, player of the year. Like, this is just what she does. And then to culminate her time at South Carolina and what she meant to that program in terms of elevating that program to a real national prominence that they're now continuing to enjoy. A statue that serves as in some ways as the foundation of everything she eventually became. A statue in front of South Carolina. A place where she's from, a place where her family's from, a place where her family has experienced some like not so great times. Like, remember the story that she told about her grandmother, right? If you want to appreciate what A'ja Wilson has done now, I think it's important to talk about what she has done in the past. What she's done at South Carolina, how she's made her mark, and how she's continuing to make her mark. So again, let's go back to 2025. Let's talk about Las Vegas. Let's talk about the Las Vegas Aces. Because yes, they ended up winning the championship in 2025, but wow. It didn't look like it. It did not look like that was going to be the start for this team because this was not a smooth season for the Las Vegas Aces. This was not easy. This was not a cruise control dynasty run. This was adversity at a lot of corners for a team that was not supposed to struggle as much as they did. The Aces started off the season 5-7. They lost by over 20 points to a expansion team in the Golden State Valkyries. They hit a point where everything just kind of felt off. Right, they weren't good. They were pretty bad. And there's a point in the Time article where it said that Chelsea Gray and A'ja Wilson went to an empty room and cried together because stuff just wasn't turning out the way they expected it to be that season. And this is sort of like where some of Asia's leadership sort of elevated, right? This is the part where, the great players decide whether or not you want to just be quiet or you want to take the hard route. And A'ja took the hard route for 2025. She ended up calling out Chelsea Gray in front of the entire team about her play, which after that point, Chelsea Gray stepped up her game. She sent a text after an embarrassing loss against the Minnesota Lynx that basically said, if this game did not piss you off, do not come in tomorrow. And she closed the message, saying that, hey, she loves them and whatnot, and that's great. But it kind of shows that, like, it shows the hardness of her leadership and how tough and how frank she is with her teammates. But also, it shows that, hey, she's still gonna make sure that not only are you held accountable, but like that that you make a difference on the team and you matter. A'ja Wilson in 2025, she ended up building an accountability chart. She brought her laptop to practice, and it was like she was preparing to have a meeting, but instead she was preparing for her. She was preparing for her team to ultimately build out a winning system for the Las Vegas Aces. She embraced a player-driven scouting report thing. She ended up having some bonding nights with her team. And the additional focus on the court, the additional accountability on the court, the additional just sort of team bonding things that the Las Vegas Aces did ultimately led to them getting killed by Minnesota during the season to ultimately winning out the rest of their games this season. And yes, absolutely. Did everybody else step up on the team? Yes. Chelsea Gray ended up playing a whole lot better, right? You ended up seeing some really good minutes from Jewell Loyd. We ended up seeing a impactful Kirsten Bell and Dana Evans, and we kind of go down the line. Yes, everybody else did step up, but in a lot of ways, it did kind of start with A'ja Wilson, not just being the great player that she is, but also challenging her teammates to do better and play better. And A'ja Wilson continued to be A'ja Wilson, right? The Aces, after that embarrassing loss to Minnesota, did not lose a game for the rest of the season. They played a tough playoff run, including almost getting got to Seattle, or maybe not even getting got is the word, but anyway, almost losing to Seattle. Tough series against Indiana. And then in the first WNBA Finals of the best of 7 series, they ended up sweeping. They ran the table on Phoenix. 4 straight wins. A'ja Wilson averaged, a bunch of points, nearly 12 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 blocks a game, like 29 points. Like, she just did a little bit of everything, and she was fantastic. The specific game that probably is like the most iconic game is game 3, when it was tied up 88 with just seconds left. The Las Vegas Aces had the basketball, and Becky Hammon drew up a play for A'ja Wilson. Well, it wasn't really a real drawn up play. It was like, here, A'ja Wilson, take the ball, and you kind of do whatever you want with it. Like, you make some stuff happen. It was tied up. This was an opportunity for the Las Vegas Aces to come out with the dub. And what happened? Well, the Las Vegas Aces came out with the dub because A'ja Wilson did her thing with, at one point, DeWanna Bonner, and then that shot right there. That shot. She had DeWanna Bonner, and then she had Alyssa Thomas on her, and she still knocked down the bucket again. Let's review it again. This is the shot that to me is like one of those iconic shots. Wait, not that one. It was an iconic shot for A'ja Wilson. And that's just kind of what she's done all season long. It's kind of what she's done. And because of that, because A'ja has kind of brought back the dynasty of the Las Vegas Aces with their 3rd championship, because of that, she is on top of the world, really. A'ja Wilson has been named the 2025 Time Athlete of the Year. This is not a small honor at all. This is not a basketball award. This is a global award. This is a cross-sport, award. This is something that is big time. Absolutely big time. This is a award where, past winners include Lionel Messi, Simone Biles, LeBron James, Aaron Judge, and now A'ja Wilson. She becomes the 2nd player ever to be featured, 2nd WNBA player ever to be featured for this award, following Caitlin Clark, who won it last year, which, if y'all don't remember that, go back. I did do a video about Caitlin last year in winning this award. Honestly, guys, I think this is an opportunity for us to just kind of sit back and just think about the impact that women's basketball has had over the last couple of years. And think about how special of a time this really is. Right? Think about how special of a time this is. This is a situation where, again, the second time ever that a WNBA player has gotten it. And of course, it's with the two top dogs, right? You got, on one side, you got Caitlyn bringing in massive new audiences. On the other side, you got A'ja Wilson building an all-time legacy. In a lot of ways, this is a perfect combination of audience building and legacy building happening in real time when it comes to women's basketball. It is quite amazing to watch. Personally, I find it quite amazing to watch. And so, yeah, I just wanted to talk about that. I wanted to acknowledge the awesomeness of A'ja Wilson, how great she has been this year on the court, and just how dominant her play has been. She's been insane this year. We've already kind of talked about it already. But yeah, she's awesome. Awesome. 5-time WNBA all first team selection player. She is, again, 2-time finals MVP. She won the Rookie of the Year. She won the Wade Trophy. She won the Wooden Award. She won the Naismith Award. She's a 3-time AP first team All-American in college. She won the Lisa Leslie Award. She won the Final Four Most Outstanding Award. She has USA basketball honors stretching from 2014. She has gold medals, from the Olympics. This is someone who has won at the World Cup level, has won at the U19 level, has won with the FIBA Americas level. Like she's done just about everything there is to do. Right? She has a statue. And that wasn't even the whole list of like all the random accolades that A'ja Wilson has. She has a full resume that is one of the longest and strongest in women's basketball history. And remember, guys, the thing to know about A'ja Wilson is that she is only 29 years old, guys. That's it. She's 29 years old. Not even 30. So yes, winning the Time Athlete of the Year award fits. It fits perfectly because A'ja Wilson isn't just dominating the league. She's helping to shape it. She's helping to redefine what it means to be a superstar. She is the standard on the basketball court. Not just right now, but, possibly for forever. When people talk about this era of basketball, the name A'ja Wilson will be known by everybody. So, shout out to her. I think this was a fantastic year. Now, yes, this is an award that is a global award, but for the most part, Americans win this award. And now we're starting to see a women's basketball era where we're seeing the audience come online and join alongside these women. We're seeing the game as a whole increase leaps and bounds. And I gotta say, it's pretty exciting to see. So, question for you all is, what do you think about A'ja Wilson being named the 2025 Time Athlete of the Year? Do you think that this season cemented her as a GOAT, as the GOAT in the WNBA? Or do you think she still needs a little bit more time? She's fantastic, but she still needs a little bit more time to be considered the GOAT. What do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Also, what was your favorite A'ja moment of the year? And do you think that what do you think that this means? The fact that Caitlyn won it last year, A'ja won it this year. What do you think this means for the WNBA and for women's basketball going forward? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And while you all are putting your comments in, I do want to take the time to talk about my friends at Aura. All right, we've talked about this a lot so far over the last couple of weeks, but we're still in this holiday gift giving season. There's still time for you to get a awesome gift for your loved one, and I highly recommend you all consider Aura frames because they have a great solution that is both personal, it is affordable, and it's just unique. It's a digital frame that allows you to add whatever photos you want, an unlimited amount of photos and videos up to 30 seconds that will be displayed for your friends and family to see. Like this is something that could be hung up. This could be something that is placed on a desk. Whatever works for you works for them. You're able to share photos and just be able to see memories in real time. You can frame memories. You cannot wrap them. And with Aura frames, you can frame your memories with them. For a limited time, save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get $35 off Aura's best-selling Carver matte frames, named #1 by Wirecutter, by using promo code QUITA at checkout. That is AURA frames.com, promo code QUITA. Now, guys, this deal is exclusive to listeners and watchers of this channel. So make sure to get in on that before anything sells out, because you don't want to be the one who's like, dang it, I should have ordered it a couple days ago because it's now sold out. Anyway, get your orders in now before Christmas is here, because it's almost here. We don't have that much time. This is December the 10th. So support the show by mentioning Quita in the morning at checkout. Terms and conditions do apply. Okay, let's get back to it, and let's continue the conversation about A'ja Wilson, and then we'll get into the controversy in just a moment. But I do want to just I didn't want to start off with a controversial thing first. I wanted to make sure to, in my opinion, give A'ja Wilson her just due, and talking about how sheer dominant she was, and some of her accolades. So yeah, we'll get into the controversial thing shortly. But yeah, I wanted to start with this. All right. Anyway, let's get to you all's comments and see what you all have to say. Let's see. Oh, darn. There's so many comments. Let's see. Happy says, my GOAT is Candace Parker. I mean, that's not a bad GOAT. Candace Parker was fantastic. Literally fantastic. Tulip says, my GOAT is LeBron. Okay. The GOAT is MJ, unbiased. Okay. Marcus says, my GOAT is Maya Moore. Yeah. I mean, if Maya Moore actually continued with the rest of her career, yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Polo says, she, meaning A'ja, is the GOAT. The buzzer beater was my favorite. I mean, that was pretty awesome. Basically completely shut the door on the Phoenix Mercury. I mean, it was basically over, but like there was some life that Phoenix had, and they allowed it to be tied up. A'ja had the basketball, and boom. Amelia says, well deserved. My favorite moment is that shot during the finals over DB and AT. Yeah. That was epic. That really was epic to sort of seal the game. And there was a photo that was, in my opinion, like one of those like legendary photos that you don't see very often. It was just like the timing of everything was absolutely perfect, because we saw we saw a photo of Asia shooting with AT and Dewana Bonner right there. And you saw in the background, you saw the time on the clock and it said 2.2. Like, I think like this photo right here is like one of the most epic photos ever because she's number 22. Like 2.2 is on the clock. Like it was just awesome. It was just such a great photo. All right. Let's see. Green Thumb says, cemented GOAT. My favorite moment was Asia holding her teammates accountable and them rising to the occasion. She's fortunate to have a team who can handle criticism and course correct. I mean, yeah, here's the thing. Like, yeah, like she clearly knows her teammates because, yeah, you can't do that to everybody. You can't do that to everybody. Ronald says, I think she may be already there, but I'm new to the WNBA. I followed it when it was new, but got distracted by MJ and NBA. Had moments of being impressed by NCAA tournament, but never watched the W until Caitlin Clark. I mean, Ronald, I will say, there are a lot of people like you who like, you know, kind of watched a little bit early on and then left, and then like the Caitlin rise kind of got you back in it. And now you're rocking with the squad and checking out everybody. Henry says Lauren Jackson and Asia Wilson are dominant. Candace Parker and Maya Moore have pure skill. I mean, yes, Lauren and Asia were dominant. And yes, Maya and Candace have pure skill. But like, I mean, are you saying that like Lauren and Asia don't have pure skill? Because I mean, one, Lauren Jackson. If y'all know me, if y'all know this channel, y'all know how I was such a huge fan of Lauren Jackson, and like truly Lauren Jackson walked so all these other power forwards that are doing crazy stuff so they can run. Like I just like Lauren Jackson was amazing. Like truly, and I don't think she has actually fully gotten the credit that she deserves. I'm just saying. But yeah, I mean, they all were dominant and they all had a lot of skill. I don't know if I would like categorize them in like buckets like that, but like, yeah, I mean, they're both, they're all great. they are all great. Well, yes, Shamika Hosklaw, you cannot forget about her. Yep. Tanisha says, Shamika Hosklaw walked so Candace Parker and Asia Wilson could fly. Asia is that girl though. Yeah. Shamika Hosklaw was iconic, man. Iconic. Olivia says, need that photo framed. Hey, here's the thing. Here's the thing. You can get it framed with Aura, with Aura frames. It actually had me thinking, what if, and of course my parents are getting an Aura frame for Christmas, but like, what if I also had an Aura frame that like showed, that was on loop of like the biggest moments in women's basketball history. And like, I had photos, iconic photos. I think that could be pretty fun. That could be, what do y'all think about that? I think we probably gonna have to make that happen. Okay. I think we might have to make that happen. I'll figure out a place in my background to put it. And so like, as the show is going on, you'll see it kind of like flip through different scenes. I think that could be really, really fun. I think that could be really, really, really fun. Wolf says Diana Taurasi, definitely. I mean, yeah, Diana Taurasi, you know, has been like, Diana Taurasi is literally one of the best players ever. She was named the GOAT by the WNBA. An announcement that I think was kind of premature in some ways. because when she was named it, WNBA still was relatively young. And also I think it's weird to like for a league to like announce you as a GOAT. I think that's something that fans will just argue about for forever. I'm glad you like that, Shamika. I'm glad you like that. Okay. I'm glad you like that. Oh, nice. Olivia says, Kuda, I have a Christmas gift picker at work, and one of the options is conveniently an oral frame. Isn't it funny how everything kind of like loops around? Anyway, so shout out to Asia, fantastic. But I wanted to get into something that like, okay, I saw the news about Asia getting the athlete of the year, and I was like, oh, that's awesome. And I was like, oh, even more awesome, it shows the rise of women's basketball and what women's basketball has meant to the world for you to be named the athlete of the year. And I was like, oh, this is great. Fantastic. And then I went on Twitter and people seem to be upset. People seem to be mad. And I was like, why are people mad? Like what what is going on that is making people upset about this award? Like what's going on? Why is everybody mad? Now, of course, that's, hyperbolic or whatever. Not everybody's mad, but like sometimes like being on social media, it kind of makes mountains out of molehills. Stuff that isn't a big deal is made into a big deal, and you just kind of wonder like, okay, what's going on, guys? And so I was trying to like look at several posts and kind of like get the gist of like what is going on. Why are people upset? And it seemed that some people were upset over the writer of the Time article. They were mad about how Caitlyn was talked about in the article. And so I just want to just talk through it real quick and share my opinions. You all can share your opinions, and maybe we can all just be happy. Maybe we can all just be happy about the growth of women's sports. Or maybe not. I mean, that's fine too. Not everybody can do that. Anyway, let's talk about it. So the article, the first mention of Caitlyn was right here. Says her, meaning Asia's rocket ship run comes at an opportune time in 2024. Caitlin Clark's rookie season helped the WNBA hit milestone TV and attendance figures, which is all true, very much true. But Clark's emergence created a toxic, racially divisive narrative that she was almost singularly responsible for salvaging a league whose foundation had been built by a mostly black player base. This storyline bothered Wilson, who in 2024 earned her third WNBA MVP award and her second Olympic gold medal in Paris, where she was named tournament MVP. Asia said, quote, "It wasn't a hit at me, but I'm gonna do me regardless. I'm going to win this MVP. I'll win a gold medal. Y'all can't shake my resume. It was more so, let's not lose the recipe. Let's not lose the history. It was erased for a minute, and I didn't like that because we have tons of women that have been through the grimiest of grimy things to get the league where it is today." And some people were upset about that as a thing of like the writer of the piece mentioning the racially divisive narrative from last year, and some were upset for Asia for her comments. And I just got to say that it's not you don't have to get mad at everything. You don't have to get mad at everything. I was reading this and I was like, what's the big deal? What's the big deal? This article is not saying that that Caitlyn in particular did anything, right? I don't think that's what it's saying. And if someone's saying that, then I would completely disagree. I don't think Caitlyn did anything to lead to a racially divisive narrative. But I gotta say, it felt like there was a narrative around the WNBA last year. It did. It did. It did. And it was what it was. I feel like we are beyond that now. But to mention it, I don't think is a big deal. Like I don't know. I read it and I was like, oh, okay. What's the problem? What's the problem with what is going on? I'm kind of confused, right? And then there was another thing that got some people upset too. It said and it was this, and I do have a correction. Well, not a correction. I do have a thing to note that I actually thought was a good point that some people brought out. The article also said the 2025 campaign provided a measure of vindication from many players, despite Clark's missing most of the season with an injury, something Wilson, to be clear, did not cheer, which I'm happy the writer wrote that because otherwise, because I really don't want people to be like, oh, Asia was cheering because she wasn't. Anyway, I'm happy they wrote that. Anyway, viewership for both the regular season and postseason was up 5% to 6% on a per game average across ESPN networks. With the quote, "Sometimes you need a proof in the pudding. The biggest thing for us and why I was so happy is that we continue to rise to the occasion. This was just a matter of time for us to really bloom and blossom because we have been invested in each other and our craft for a very long time. It was just like they're going to pay attention." So one thing I did want to add here is that there have been some changes to how Nielsen is calculating information. And so that is something that I wanted to talk about. There is a difference. We have seen an overall increase of rankings in this year because of how Nielsen has sort of adjusted their rankings. And so I wouldn't, yes, it's true that numbers were up 5% and 6%, and that's great. But I do think it's important to say that comes at the same time where overall there have been high numbers for everybody when it comes to viewership because Nielsen has changed a little bit of how they calculate numbers. Right? And so it's probably that ratings were flat in reality. Instead of being up slightly, it's probably that it was flat or even a little bit slightly lower. But to me, that further just proves the point that people will watch and engage now that they're hooked, right? Like Caitlyn got a lot of people in the door, and like that's fantastic. And for people who deny that, I think something's wrong if you're denying that she brought a lot of people in the door. She did. But I think what this year has shown is people are staying. Now again, is viewership really up? Probably not. Probably not. It's probably flat or slightly low, slightly lower. But still, even with that, I think that's huge. I think that is huge, and it just shows that like the trajectory that the WNBA is on will continue to go. It will continue to go. Green Thumb says the article had no reason to mention Caitlin Clark since the writer thought it was necessary. He failed in framing the race story. It's a Magic and Larry story until it's time to give Angel credit for growth. My thought is the reason why Caitlin was mentioned is one, she won the award last year, and two, because the writer of the article really wanted to get Asia's opinion on that. And personally, if Caitlyn was not mentioned in the article at all, I'd have been fine with it. Since Caitlyn was mentioned, I'm like, whatever. I'm fine with that too. But I kind of understand why she was mentioned, because I mean, that was a huge narrative in the WNBA in 2024 of like of a divide of sorts. It felt like as a in a lot of ways neutral observer, it really did feel like a divide. It really did. It felt like it was this group versus that group. And as a fan who liked everybody, now of course my favorite team is the Sky, but like I liked everybody, and supported everybody. It felt weird. It did. It felt weird. It felt like people had to pick a side. It just felt like a not so great place in the WNBA in 2024. It feels like in 2025 it did get better, and people are a little bit more rational, and it's not as divisive. But yeah. But maybe it is just as terrible and divisive, and maybe I've gotten used to it, which is probably why I haven't thought of it as like that bad of a thing anymore. But like, yeah. I don't know. It's interesting. It's interesting. Tisha, I mean, that's the comment of the day. Tisha says, it's so disappointing that in 2025, we still cannot get through conversations and congratulations without everything devoting into a race argument. It is exhausting. Yes. I mean, I agree. Like, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, maybe that's just where we are right now. I don't know. I just think it's, yeah, everyone's upset all the time about stuff. Everything is not as awesome as I would like it to be. And it sort of is what it is. It sort of is what it is. But yeah, Tisha, I agree. I agree. It is disappointing, and but that's where we are. It's where we are. Go says Tisha is right. It's exhausting. Yeah, it is. It is. It is. But it is. At some point, eventually that will change. At some point, I don't know if it really will. Let's see. Yolandi says the writer knew by adding Caitlin Clark's name in that way would get more clicks. Disrespectful to Asia and what she did this year. Now I gotta say, yes, I 100% do think that the writer did also put her name in because of clicks. I mean, it feels like that's the recipe, right? It feels like that's the recipe. If you want people to watch, if you want people to view something, if you want people to like click on your link, you gotta put something in that's like really, really juicy and would have people talking for a long time. And what has this gotten us to do? This has gotten us to talk for a long time about this situation. Right? And so, yeah. Again, I wouldn't have been upset if Caitlyn wasn't mentioned at all. Because it wasn't necessary, but again, I get it. I get why she was, because she won last year, and like, there was clearly some specific stuff that the writer wanted to ask from Asia around that. And so, yeah, I get it. I get it. But yeah, it was not a good, it wasn't necessary because it's led to this whole conversation, which is why I wanted to start off the stream with not that. I wanted to start off the stream just with giving Asia her flowers, because I think that is incredibly important. And I didn't want us to lose sight of that. So yes, while on this channel I talk about like what's happening and people getting upset is what's happening, I did also want to talk about, I wanted to lead with what this meant for Asia, right? Mariette says, is disrespectful to Caitlin Clark too, I guess, to be mentioned in the article that way. Yeah, I mean, sure. I mean, yeah. Says, why is everyone celebrating her injury like y'all didn't win? Who's celebrating her injury? Okay. PSA to everybody who is an awesome person on the internet. We don't celebrate people's injuries. I don't know who's celebrating. If anybody who is celebrating Caitlin's injury, you're a jerk. You just are. And it's not cool. Right? It's not cool to celebrate anybody's injury. Like, just like, I don't think people are doing, or at least some people online are doing that. And those people are ridiculous. I have seen some people crack jokes and whatnot. That's not cool. It wouldn't be cool. It's not cool that it's Caitlyn. That wouldn't be cool if it was Asia. It wouldn't be cool if it was somebody else. I don't think anybody's doing that here. Now, if you are, you're a jerk. I don't think people are doing that here. I don't think people are doing that on this channel. I don't think people are celebrating her injury, because we don't do that here. Number one, most of us are fans of hers. Two, doesn't matter if we're fans of it or not. No, like, that's not a thing that happens here. Now, on other platforms, yeah, I have seen people celebrate that and laugh about that and whatnot, and that's not cool. I've also seen people laugh and joke around about Angel and her injuries. Same thing. Not cool. Okay. Pretty Ugly says, the thing is, all fan bases are at each other's throat instead of at the throats of the culprits of this racist narrative, the media. I mean, I don't think I disagree with that. Here's the thing: the people who are causing most of the fodder is the media, because why not? It's for clicks and views. I get why that happens. But yeah, I mean, yeah. And having fan bases at each other's throat is helpful for ratings. It just is, unfortunately. But it is what it is. It is what it is. But yeah, anyway. All right. I don't think I have anything else to say. I don't think I have anything else to say other than let's all just do better. Let's all do better. In all aspects, myself included. All right? Let's all do better. All right? And let's all hold the media accountable for the narratives that is placed on situations. And let's all remember who benefits from certain situations when certain things are mentioned, okay? And so, yeah, dog, like that's it. That's where we are. That is where we are. All right, let's see if I can leave with a nice comment somewhere. Do we have a nice comment to talk about? Okay. Nancy says, no reason for the hate or mad. They don't truly appreciate the beauty of the game and specialness of the accomplishments in this moment of the league. Yeah, this is a fantastic day. Fantastic day for women's basketball as a whole. Like we've been on this crazy awesome trajectory over the last couple of years, and I love it. And yeah, we don't want to lose the awesomeness of what we're seeing on the court. Tisha responded to Nancy, says a beautiful fun game is being torn apart by politics and rage. Yes. I hate losing the gem that was women's basketball. It was such a supportive community. I mean, and we haven't lost it. It's just that, like it can get divisive sometimes, but like, yeah, women's basketball is great. Like, dog, it really is. And the community of women's basketball fans is like fantastic. I do think we're going into it like we're not in a great space, totally. But also, we are in a great space because of the visibility that we have in the league right now. The momentum that we have right now. I think it's huge. It is absolutely huge. I love it. All right, so let's celebrate the awesomeness, and let's call out the not so great stuff too, as well. All right. And no, I'm not going to be going on and on and on and on about what's going on. Okay? I'm not. That's not what we going to do here, because I'm not going to make several videos about the same thing and about tearing down people, because that's just not what I want to do. That's not what we do on this channel. That's not what I'm going to do for this show. But because this is still women's college basketball season, I did just want to give you all some quick updates. We did see 2 top 25 teams play yesterday. We saw Baylor take down Alabama State 90-36, and we also saw Nebraska take down Omaha 87-35. So not so great games yesterday, but today we do have a bunch of games that you all need to be paying attention to. Most importantly, Iowa versus Iowa State. Okay? It's going down in Ames, Iowa tonight. That is going to be the game of the night. Make sure y'all watch it. It's about to be fire. Okay? There's other games happening tonight, but like, this is the most competitive game. You definitely got to watch it. We are going to be doing a full recap tomorrow about that game, because I think it's going to be an epic game. I really do. I think it's going to be epic, and I want to talk about it, okay? All right? All right. Again, thank y'all for watching. Don't hate people. No need to be upset and angry about everything. It's okay. People can say stuff you don't like. It's okay. Like, remember to touch grass or touch snow if you're in Chicago. Touch snow, or if you're in somewhere else that it's that's snowing. Touch snow, touch grass. And just remember that, like, at the end of the day, women's basketball is supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be fun. Is it fun all the time? No. Just like life is not all fun all the time. But, like, it's supposed to be fun. And so, like, it's fine. All right? Be kind to one another. And if people are not kind to you, I'm sorry about that. And I hope that changes soon. Guys, most importantly, never mind. I was about to say something. I'm not even going to say it. Anyway, y'all have a great day. Tell somebody that they matter, because they truly, truly do. If no one has told you, well, let me tell you, you matter. You are important. And I am happy, so very happy that you are on this earth. And I truly mean that. Like, this is not like I don't say that just to say it. I truly do mean it. I love you. I do. But more than me, because I don't really matter at the end of the day. Most importantly, guys, Jesus loves you and he wants a relationship with you. Guys, I will see y'all in the next one. Be kind to people, okay? And don't just pop off the mouth in your comments, okay? Remember, there's a real person on the other side looking at your comments. Would you want your family to see what you're saying? And if you are okay with your family seeing what you're saying, well, just do better. Like, everybody, myself included, let's all do better. And let's all have a great life. See y'all tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Are you ready?
Ready, set, go.